What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Outerhaven's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Keith Mitchell, and for a very long time, I have not been a fan of the PlayStation Portal. I always thought that it was a overglorified PlayStation 5 controller. Over the last couple of years, PlayStation has been making some changes to the controller, or I'm sorry, to the device, and cloud streaming, which was an amazing addition to it. And then recently, they added an update where you can actually stream your PlayStation 5 games via the cloud that you already own. But of course, there's always a gotcha with that. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about this, being excited about this, and I gave it a try myself. And I thought, okay, this is actually pretty good. This has come from a long ways from when the PlayStation Portal was first released, where you could only play PlayStation 5 games on it and you had to have a really decent network setup. And even then, if you left the house and you tried to play it on front of your house or in the backyard or anywhere outside of your local domain, you had to do some kind of network mumbo jumbo to get it working properly. Even then, it didn't work right. Ever since the cloud streaming beta has been put into place, and even then the recent updated cloud streaming, because it's no longer beta, right? So it's actually out for everybody to try. I've been giving the device a bit of a try, more so than I did before, because I was very skeptical of when the device first came out. And even though we did a review at the Outerhaven, somebody else handled it, and he was very smitten about the device, where I was like, yeah, I can't see why you really like this thing, but to each their own, right? So after giving this full version of the cloud streaming a go, I'd say I gave it about a good 10 hours playing games like Resident Evil Village and Sonic Racing and Street Fighter 6 and various other games. I've noticed things were hit and miss. Some were very noticeable with latency and you couldn't really play them. Some were very good. I will give a big shout out to being able to play Demon Souls on the Portal outside of my house at the store, waiting for my wife and daughter to finish shopping. So that was amazing. But at the same time, there were also times where the device just simply started dropping frames, and all of a sudden, even though I had an amazing network in my house, it just would start coughing up and I would start getting lag. And I'm like, all right, this is exactly why I'm not a fan of this device in particular. So recently though, the reason why I'm actually making this video is I've started seeing people go, well, this update has made this device even better than the Steam Deck or any of those other handheld PC gaming devices. And I had to stop. For a second, and I had to email that person directly and go, why are you writing this nonsense when it doesn't do that? And they wrote back and they gave me the reason why they thought it was better. And then I replied back and they go, you know, all these reasons can be negated with just one thing. And the fact, okay, two things actually. And that is, if you don't have access to PlayStation Premium or PlayStation Network Premium, you cannot use this glorified PlayStation 5 controller. Even though I like being able to play Astrobot outside of my office and not turning on my PlayStation 5, the fact that I'm paying PlayStation $159 a year to use this versus being able to take this and play this any freaking where, even without a network connection, is, you know, it's like compare apples to oranges. Even though people are still going, well, the Portal is still better than the Steam Deck. And I'm like, I don't understand your reasoning here. And I get it. People are big fans of PlayStation and their properties. I'm not denying that. There are some PlayStation properties I love. Again, Demon Souls, I love. You know, I'm a big Souls-like fan. I love those kind of games. The Portal does what it does when the stars align. Great. Fantastic. Great device. But again, outside of having no network connectivity, you're done. So imagine you're in the middle of playing a game and your network drops. What do? It drops your game. That's literally it. You don't get to save. It's gone. It's gone. It's completely gone. Now, if you're playing something on the Steam Deck or the RG Ally or MSI Claw or even the Switch, you drop network connectivity. Guess what? Oh, well, the game still plays. So you just can't browse online, or you can't go to the Nintendo store or Steam store, but that's okay. Your game will still be there. And even on the PC side of things, and also Switch, it will save your game. So when your game comes back online or your network comes back online, you can still upload from there. So it's like, why are people saying those things like that? I don't want to clown the device. I don't want to say it's a bad device. It has its purpose. If you are deeply entrenched in the PlayStation ecosystem, then sure, the portal is fantastic for you as long as you have access to network connectivity, good network connectivity, not crappy Wi-Fi in your house. Because if you have terrible Wi-Fi in your house, you will find out very fast that the portal is not a viable gaming device. On the other side of things, I don't like when people tell people the wrong thing. And this person in particular actually writes for a pretty big website. And the fact that they said that baloney really frustrated me. Now, there's one thing about being a fanboy and telling people the wrong thing versus believing what you're saying when it's factually incorrect. When people start doing those things, that's when I go, wait, no, this is not how this works. You need to be honest and upfront with people. You may love PlayStation, you may love Nintendo, you may love Xbox, but you do not go and tell people the wrong thing just because you think it's the right thing, but it's not really the right thing. It's completely the wrong thing, and you just tarnish your reputation. I don't like when people do that. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. That said, though, I like it. I do like it, and I will continue to play it until my PlayStation Network Premium expires, because I do not use it enough to pay 150 some dollars a year at all. It's just not happening. Now, if PlayStation Premium was a little cheaper, then maybe I would consider it, but it's simply not. And I have enough to spend my money on as it is. So yeah, it's just not happening. But hey, if you like the portal, hey, and you have access to PlayStation Premium, PlayStation Network Premium, enjoy it, have fun. I hope you have a great network setup. It works just fine if you do. And game on. That's it. I will never tell anybody what they should and should not play on. I will step in and tell people when they're wrong about something though. There's a difference between having an opinion and being honest. Enjoy the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Game on.